Hello and welcome back to the Brain BS podcast. This is Maureen Kafkis, the Brain BS coach, and I have to actually think about where I am. I actually had to think about what day this was of the trip, what days the podcast did I not do or did I do yet. So it is becoming evident to me that while I am really enjoying my trip and I am totally going to be a different person when I arrive to my destination, this life on the go, on the road, is not for me. A little bit in trips here and there, but to keep going and going, I have a whole new respect for truck drivers. I've never seen so many truck drivers in my entire life as I have seen driving from Texas, Amarillo, Texas, to Santa Fe, New Mexico. So I'm in Santa Fe now. Absolutely love it. Just got here today. But I'm going to talk to you about Amarillo because that's where I was before I came here. So I had met up with a friend online and started talking, and we just started interacting and building a relationship and stuff. And she knew that I was coming through, and she lives in Childress, and they have an office in Amarillo. And I said, "Oh, maybe we can get together. Is that near there or whatever?" And then she talked about these cabins that were Palo Duro Canyon, which is really, really beautiful. And the cabin was really cool. And she said, would I be up for staying at a place like that? It's outside of Amarillo, but there's not a whole lot in Amarillo. And I was like, well, sure. So, there's always people who think people like me and Phoebe are nuts for doing these sort of things, but this is like something I've kind of been doing my whole life, and it sounds like she has too. So we met up at the canyon, and Ginger and Basil were on high alert at this canyon because it's wildlife, like real wildlife there. And Basil, I think that might have been the most anxious he was, distressed, his belly and stuff, and just on high alert. He looked out, it was beautiful, beautiful view of the canyon, and he was just like looking out at it like he was protecting us. You could hear the coyotes doing a group yip howl in the screeching and stuff. It was kind of crazy. And there was another animal around there with horns too. And they just don't do well in that environment. I have definitely come to the conclusions that my dogs are citified. They are into city living, and anytime they're out in the wild, same with at my sister's house in Edgemont, Arkansas, they seem to be on edge and more anxious in that environment. So my little city dwellers are feeling better tonight because we're back in Santa Fe and we're in a town and no wildlife, despite their challenges in the canyon. They were both good as usual. They didn't come out with us to dinner and stuff. We left them at the cabin and they did fine. And Phoebe and I had great talks and lots of like coaching talk. And she's not actually a coach yet, but she's in the process of becoming one. And we talked about, she has a major business background, so she gave me a lot of advice. I gave her advice, and it was really cool. And she was amazing because she got me that cabin, wouldn't let me pay, so I picked up the meals. But it was super generous and major Texas hospitality. So I'm giving her a shout out on the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Phoebe. And thank you also for the suggestions of the National Hotel in Oklahoma City because I love that place. It was one of my favorite evenings. And now I'm in Santa Fe, and you told me what to expect on the ride here and all kinds of stuff. So it was great. And I have no doubt Phoebe and I are going to stay in touch and continue to work together. She actually signed up for the course that I did, and we'll be figuring out how to collaborate and do things in the future. So I left Amarillo this morning, and I wasn't nervous. I felt pretty calm and grounded. I did a breathwork session with Alessandra Caprice, who is my breathwork coach. She has a community, and I did that. And it was about shattering the ceiling when it comes to making money and success in your life. Like, where are you limiting yourself with your thinking? And when I did it, it became evident to me that as soon as I pulled out of that driveway in Winnetka, Illinois, I shattered my ceiling. In every day since then, I've confirmed for myself what I now know to be true, that I can do anything I want. I can do anything I want that I have a desire to do. I'm not saying that I can, you know, become a gymnast on the Olympic team or something like that. But anything that I'm called to do, that I have a desire to do, I now know that I can totally do it. And it's really just a matter of the process of figuring it out and making it happen. And it is really exciting to know that, because it really got me thinking a lot about a lot of the things that I'm doing and how much I am undervaluing my services by not charging enough. And I'm still going to have my course for $100 for the struggling coach and for the community, but I'm not going to continue to do all the things that I've been doing for free, because it's due diligence. I've done it. I have been offering value, and I've been helping each other or other people for a couple years now without asking for much in return. And something shifted in me when I pulled out of that driveway, because I'm like, oh, holy shit, I really did do this work. I mean, I'm in a freaking car driving to California with the dogs. And the fact that I'm even doing that, I still have to remind myself what a huge leap that was. And it's not going to be for someone who gets in the car all the time and drives places with their dogs, but that's not me. This was huge. It changed everything. So it gave me real clarity about what I want to do. And one of the things that is kind of bothering me is it's becoming evident to me that this work, a lot of people have a hard time doing it for themselves. So I created a community and I made the course super affordable because I wanted everybody to do it. But nobody's really doing it because it's hard for them to do by themselves. I'm not saying nobody, but many people. So I'm going to start offering programs. And I was like doing my breath work. And what happens is when you're doing breath work, you do like journaling prompts and there's music playing and she's saying things while you go. And then your intuition just offers you stuff. And when you do it and it comes up in a breath work session and you're in that energy, then you need to take action on it. And so you can't just do the breath work to try to get inspired and then not follow through. Like none of this is like, if I was still sitting at home thinking about this trip, I wouldn't be experiencing the benefits of it. You have to actually you have to take actions in that aligned space in order to really benefit from it. So what came up for me is something I didn't expect, but I recently started doing Pilates, and I like the format for how they offer their services. They have privates, they have semi-privates where you do it with another person. And I really love the idea of two people doing it together if they are having some kind of issues and can't get along, like a mother and a daughter or a son and a father or whoever it might be. It could be a friendship, it could be a partner. But I like the idea of offering it for two people. And then I also love the idea of doing it for 3 to 4 people. I wouldn't want to go past that or bigger than that, because I want everybody to have a chance to really dig deep and speak up and really work through their brain BS and really get lasting transformations from doing this work. One thing I know as an occupational therapist is everybody learns differently. Some people are going to be better off doing it alone, some people with one other person, and some people in small groups, and then some people just do the course. So I got to thinking about how much I wanted to charge for it. And this is also a big thing that came through for my breakthrough with breathwork, is that it's time for me to charge. And it's time for me to charge like what I actually originally started to charge when I did this work in the first place. And then I ended up going bigger because I was told that I should go bigger, and business coach telling me to double my prices and all that bullshit. So I really sat with it. I meditated on it. I really thought it through, and I decided to go back to my original price of 12 weeks of work, and it's $2,500. You will start the course and you won't know what you're doing, and by the end of it you'll trust yourself to make all the decisions in your life. You won't seek validation from other people and outside yourself. You will become you'll have an internal compass that guides you in the right direction, and you're going to have so much more peace of mind, and you're going to love your life, and you're going to be in a position to create whatever it is you want. Or you could just meet yourself where you are and love that and be happy with that. This isn't all about taking actions and achieving goals. It's about how are you feeling on a daily basis. It's not because big goals, those are great. We were just talking about this in the Brain BS community call. They're great, but what really matters is how you feel on a daily basis. That frequency is what's attracting what you get in your life. So you really want to pay attention to it. So the ordinary and the mundane of the day-to-day life, that's important. So it's going to be $2,500 for one person. If you want to do it with another person, it's going to be $2,000 per person. And if you do it in a group of 3 to 4, it's going to be $1,800 per person. Regardless of whether you do it alone or with somebody else, this will be for 12 weeks, and I'll extend 3 weeks to the end of it before it expires so that you have the opportunity and flexibility over a 3 month period to change sessions and modify them. But as long as we get all of the sessions done within the 15-week period. So that's where I'm going with it, and I feel really good about it. I feel like I have really embodied what I'm talking about, and this trip and the timing of it. I'll tell you something else that was pretty awesome that came up yesterday too, which was kind of funny because in the breath work, you talk about like we have these saboteurs or reasons why we sabotage ourselves. I call them hidden commitments. I learned that from Debbie Ford. And one of mine is if I'm successful, I'm going to have to deal with a lot of tedious stuff that I don't want to deal with. I just don't like dealing with tedious stuff. And my husband's willing to do it, and he does it for all our personal stuff, and I pretty much let him. But the fact is, I'm going to have to deal with tedious stuff, and I know how to do it. I just don't like it. And lo and behold, of course, the universe sends me a sign. And finally, the Brain BS trademark came through. I have my Brain BS trademark. And if you don't think that was tedious, oh my God. I wanted to kill someone because they kept asking me for a specimen. And then I didn't do the right specimen. And the specimen is how you use your brand in your business and stuff. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get it right. And it went on for like a year. And then I trusted my intuition. I'll tell you right now, if you ever do a trademark, bazillions of people are going to start calling you and sending you emails and making you think that you need to respond to them and try to get you to pay them money. Don't. Just be aware that it's going to happen. One of the people that did it, though, stood out to me, and I think it was just my intuition. And I was like, I'm going to go with this guy. His name's Trevor. I have his information if anybody wants to do a trademark. And he helped me with it. It was $250, and I wish I just went to him in the first place. And in the future, I am just going to go to someone with that kind of stuff because I was led to believe, because someone else gave me Brain BS, that it was an easy process. And sometimes it can seem like that, but it's not. So anyway, it was very timely because it made me realize that, yes, I damn straight I can do tedious things. I got that Brain BS trademark, and it's mine now. And I'm loving it, and I'm excited that I did it. And I know that I have more tedious work inside me. I know that I can deal with the taxes, the bills, the managing the money. I've had some kind of internal shift, and I'm just like really ready to get going now. I also want to do in-person events, and I want to get businesses and people who can afford it to sponsor events that can benefit their communities. And I would travel to your community and do the event for you, and it would be all around this programming. But I also have other coaches that can come with me, and we can do events together that can benefit your community. So it's this is all a long time coming. I feel like I'm on the right page right now, and I want to have the community, but I think it's hard to build a community from the beginning. You kind of have to start with the individuals and kind of create people who have leadership energy and bring all of them together, and then we attract more people in the community. So I still have the 2 courses, and I haven't figured out exactly what I'm doing with the Brain BS community, how I'm going to break it up, if everyone's going to be in the same one, but I'll keep you posted with all that. Anyway, I got to Santa Fe today, beautiful, and I knew as soon as I drove in here that this is going to be a place that I spend time. I loved it, and I actually see Christmas here. My husband doesn't know this yet, so don't say anything to him. But I think it would be really cool to be here, and looking forward to getting to know this town better. Walking around was so fun. People love Ginger and Basil. The hotel I'm staying at loves dogs. It's awesome. They gave a gift to the dogs when we checked in, and not me, which I think is kind of funny. So I'm looking forward to exploring Santa Fe tomorrow, and then I'll be heading to Scottsdale, Arizona to see some childhood friends from the north side of Youngstown, Ohio, the Sturgeons. So that should be really fun. And I'm looking forward to that. Not so much looking forward to the 8-hour drive that is going to entail, because that will be my longest stretch to date. But I'm up for the challenge of dealing with the discomfort of it because that's really all it is. It's just uncomfortable. It's amazing how much more mindful and present I can be now that I've been driving and driving and driving. I'm not constantly wanting to be finished with the drive, which is what I used to be like every time I got in the car. So I think I talked about everything I wanted to. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go get some dinner and relax, and then tomorrow I'm just gonna be checking out the whole entire town, and just and they have furry Birkenstocks, and I saw some really cute ones, so I think I'm gonna get some of those for my Santa Fe treat. That's all I got for you guys. So I will do my next episode. Probably not tomorrow night because it's a long day and I'm having dinner with Pat and RJ, but Saturday. And then I only have one more stop after that before I get to Santa Barbara. I just can't even wrap my head around that I've come this far. It's just so cool. Oh my gosh, you guys. If there's something that you've been wanting to do, or if you're in some kind of rut and you want your life to be better, you have to go for it. You have to. You can't keep doing the same thing. I'm having so much fun. I love being 60. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. See you next time.